Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is not an Arty, this is a T-10, otherwise known as the IS-8, and actually if you look at the replays you'll actually see they're marked as IS-8, but they're called the T-10, and this is a much softer version of the IS-3. It's got better armour and sharper angles on the front on the pike nose. What else can you say? Well, they built 2,500 of this tank, built during the 40s, late 40s, and it's being commanded by Reight, and he's on the defending spawn of Karelia Assault. He's gone to the back of the map and looks like he's headed south to the usual defense point on the west side of the map, and he's got some company, a T-44 and a Black Prince coming up to back him up, but a T-54 Mod 1's got there before him, and he's coming up to the fighting area or the confrontation area. Now he's got a 122mm gun, and he can penetrate most tier 9s, but most tier 9s will also find it fairly easy to penetrate him too. He's got spaced armour on the sides, as I said, increased armour on the front. So let's see how he gets on with this battle. So he's facing a T-54 Mod 1. He's not really willing to engage just yet. He really hasn't got any backup, and that's not very good, because being all on his own, if the enemy gets more than one tank supporting him, he could suddenly find himself in a very disadvantageous position. And it's that T-44 and the Black Prince in the background ought to get down here and help him out. But nobody's moved down. They're just sitting at the back waiting to see what happens when Reight takes on this T-54, and here he comes. Okay, he fires the first round in, 402 hit points, good strike. Now, oh yes, he has got help. An IS has turned up, and the IS is exchanging fire. Reight goes past, does a drive-by on the IS, takes 407 hit points off him, but he gets hit by the IS for 157. Well, that's a fair exchange, and the IS has gone down. Now he just bounced around off the IS-3. I think he hit the angled armour. Actually, I think he hit the mantlet. Now he's trying to work out which one he's going to go for. He fires a round in and hits the IS-3 in the rear for 409, and he's got a Malshan the other side of that rock, and he really doesn't want to go the other side, because that Malshan could be bad news. Trying to get around into that T-54, and he fails to get it in there. Now the Malshan's looking at him now, and he must be worried. The Malshan's receiving fire, but they're bouncing off his hull. He's going for a side shot. Yes, he gets 479 in, but the IS-3 comes up and he bounces another round off the front of Wright's hull. Yep, you can see, look at them. Okay, trying to use the IS to cover. Fires another round into the IS-3 and tracks him. But that T-54 Mod 1's come back, and that spells bad news, because it's now 3 against 1 on this corner of the map. He doesn't really need the odds to improve against him. In fact, it's 4 against 1, I think, because I believe there's another tank out there. Or is there? No, I think it's because I'm recording the other Mod 1, which is not there. So he gets a nice hit on the IS-3 for 466 hit points, but he bounced around off the T-54 Mod 1 and another one, 330, and he finishes the IS-3 off. Good shot. But unfortunately, T-54 Mod 1 gets a 31 hit into him, and that was using HE. Just shows how tough the armour on the T-10 is. Going for the side of the Malshan again, and he puts a round directly in, and that one was 405 hit points. Shows the power of this 122mm round, this gun. Now, T-50 more is trying to get a better position. His teammates are shooting right from the back of the map. It seems like reight is actually shooting right from the front, and he finishes off the Malshan. That means there's only 2 enemy tanks left, and it's both T-54, or one's a T-54 Mod 1, the other one's a T-54E1. Now he's got less of a problem because most of his team are taking up positions to shoot at these tanks at distance, whilst reight is sitting up front picking up the damage assistance. Oh, but that was a hit for 23. The thing is, he's still got most of his health. Trying to get a shell into that angle front is going to be difficult. The shell will more than likely ricochet off at this angle. But that round came in from the Arty, and that's spotting damage for 204. He's trying to get closer. Fires around him, but it bounces. He's got the steel wall now. He can survive. Pushing through the bushes. Loaded. Oh, no. He's going to have to confront this guy side on. And beautiful round right into the side. Finishes off the Mod 1. And now it's only the T-54E1 who's confronting the Emil down there. Can he get around into it? Well, he's loaded. And the Mod 1 is behind that rock. Oh, it's actually the E1, sorry. Behind that rock, which is covering him from the Emil, but not from reight. And he's going full speed to ram him, and the Arty finishes him off before he can get in there. The Lorraine 155-51 ends the battle, and it's a win. And reight has got 3 kills and a win rate of 4-3-2-4. Wow, what a battle. Okay, let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And he's got an ace tanker. Reight's got an ace tanker in the T-10. He also picked up a spotter badge because while he was up front shooting these tanks, his teammates were sitting behind him at distance, plugging them full of holes. And he was just picking up as much spotting distance as he liked. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he picked up a steel wall for blocking at least 1,000 hit points of potential damage and surviving the battle. So let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he didn't get the highest damage. The Wizzy 132A did that with 3,836 hit points, but reight still managed 3,044 hit points, and he also got 3 kills. Again, the Wizzy 132A got 5 kills, but unfortunately he didn't survive the battle. But when it came to base XP, reight was right at the top with 1,295. So he picks up the ace tanker. Let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired 15 rounds, got 14 direct hits, 9 penetration, good accuracy. He did damage of 3,044 hit points, and it was all at close range. He received 12 hits during that battle. 3 were penetrations, 9 were non-penetrations, and a lot of them bounced off the front because those steep angles on the angle front. He blocked damage of 1,280 hit points. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles, he damaged 5 and he killed 3, and he did damage assistance of 3,779 hit points, and that's because that's what he was spotting. He was allowing the guys to sit at the back and plug holes in those tanks. Let's have a look at the detailed report for credits. Well, he received 71,106 credits, got 10,000 credits for a personal missions payout, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he had 54,673 credits spare. He got 1,943 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 972 for the personal missions payout, giving him a grand total of 4,858. And yes, I'm sure he will be very pleased that he got the ace tanker. Very nice to get the spotter and steel wall as well. Would have been nicer if he'd actually had some help up at the front, but if they want to sit at the back and gift him all these spotting assistants, who's he to argue? Anyway, if you like this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that we'll be featuring in our next video.